shape perceptions of beauty across the continent. In Asia, there's a strong emphasis on fairness of skin, where fairness of skin was traced to respect that it was associated with health, nobility, and the luxury of being able to avoid outdoor labor, where the darker skin tone and tan was seen less desirable because it was considered workers from farmers, other works that are outdoors. Also, thinness is part of the Asian beauty standards to define beauty as well. Where nowadays, young women, young females, they will do everything to achieve their dream body. For example, to follow those really strict diets or excessive exercise, which can cause even worse after consequences such as eating disorders or mental issues. Also, in Asia, clothing industry also plays a really important, it affects really as well. Asian clothing industries tend to make their own clothing measurements, such as making their clothes smaller, so they can make their females feel insecure and make them feel like they're actually not fitting in the society beauty standards. So then females will start feeling insecure and making changes for themselves. But there's also really effects in social media. Where note that social media is fake. Everything is processed and Photoshop. That's why there's a lot of plenty perfect features of females on social media so that's the main cause of making females feel insecure. And that's all for my part. Thank you.
Why do adolescents have mood swings? So every adolescent experiences mood swings in their teenage years. According to researchers, mood swings establish as the teenagers become adults, and it's common for teenagers with the ages between 14 and 18 to have these kinds of mood changes. And some parents might get confused on why their children get behavior change so often and don't know what to do in these kinds of situations. But there are ways for parents to help their children and letting them know that it's completely normal to have it. And it can also prevent them from having any self-harming or any suicidal thoughts. And there are several causes that contribute to mood changes. First, hormones play a big role on the mood changes, as hormones shift rapidly in their teenage years. it's common, it is normal for a teenager to feel more sensitive. And another cause of it is the stress, because teenagers at these ages are starting to worry about their college life, social circle, and etc. And the other causes that contribute to social is social media. Social media can impact a lot on the perspective of how a teen view themselves. Apart from the causes mentioned, there are other factors that contribute to mood swings, which are sleep and diet. A person that is not eating well can experience mood swings in response to the low sugar blood level, and mood can change depending on the sleep, on the quality and a person gets. But what are the symptoms and how can a parent help? The noticeable symptoms are irritation, isolation from friends and family, sleep difficulties, not having less energy in activities, or having a hard time concentrating. What a parent can do is to talk to them calmly and not yell at them. Yeah. And another, as I mentioned, is social media. Social media affects a lot on the teenager, as according to researchers, the average American exposure to media at standard time, as they have 6 hours of traditional media and another 6 hours of digital media. As people nowadays want to to have information at first hand and keep up with things happening around the world, and some get pressure as they don't want to feel left out whenever people are talking about something. And in my perspective, it's important for parents to know that if these kinds of mood changes are not intervening or taken care of, they can lead to a worse scenario that is suicide. In conclusion, every adolescent will experience mood changes throughout the teenage years as our physical body changes with puberty. It is normal to feel overwhelmed and feel more negative towards yourself.
Hello everybody, good evening. I'm Raquel Lara, and today I'll be showing why energy drinks are harmful for cardiovascular and overall health. So to begin with, I know a lot of us are guilty of having an energy drink the next morning after staying up all night studying for a test or working on a project. So there's no denying that these drinks are extremely popular among teens, students, and especially university students. However, they may think they're harmless and that nothing's going to happen because they drink them, but this couldn't be far from reality. So research has shown that there's a correlation between energy drink consumption and adverse cardiovascular effects. So let's dive into the effects and how it's affecting teens specifically. 30 to 50% of American teens have reported consumption. The age range goes from 12 years old to 17 years old. So these teens are consuming them, and there's something that's very concerning, and it's that they're being sent to the ER. When they're sent to the ER, they have a plethora of negative side effects, including dehydration, heart palpitations, and any other things related to the sort, like feeling anxiety and insomnia. Okay. So there's also a very strong link between highly caffeinated drinks and a condition known as atrial fibrillation or AFib. This is an arrhythmia which is an irregular heartbeat. Arrhythmias are categorized into two, so it can be a tachycardia or a bradycardia. Tachycardia is when the heart is beating more than 100 beats per minute, and the bradycardia is when it's beating at less than 60. So an AFib would be categorized as a tachycardia. Also, if you aren't scared yet, there's more. There have been links to strokes. Yes, strokes. How? So when you consume these highly caffeinated drinks, the spasm to the blood vessels in your brain limit the blood flow and restricts them, and it can cause a hemorrhage, which is bleeding from these damaged blood vessels. To go further into this, there have been 2 cases of myocardial infarction, so heart attack, in a 17 and 19-year-old boy, which was linked to reduced endothelial function. So those of you in the anatomy class, you kind of know what endothelial means about like the internal structures of the heart. Now, something that they also contain is a high amount of sugar and caffeine. So how much sugar is actually, how much caffeine is actually in these cans? So a can can range about from 200 to 350 milligrams of caffeine, which is a lot. It can be 4 to 5 cups of coffee. However, the FDA recommends not consuming no more than 400 milligrams of caffeine. This can be especially dangerous if you have a congenital heart defect, or high blood pressure, diabetes, or anything of that sort. Now, you're probably thinking, well, if I take an energy drink, I'm healthy, nothing's going to happen to me. Yes, that might be the case. There's no direct link between a triggered heart attack from consuming an energy drink and teens. Why? Because the real risk lies in people with underlying health conditions. So again, like that they have a heart defect, that they have high blood pressure, and all these things. However, you should still be very cautious when drinking these drinks. The immediate side effects that you're going to have are elevated blood pressure and elevated heart rate. Now, why you should still not drink them is because the FDA and health professionals haven't established a safe consumption limit, meaning we don't know what the long-term effects are going to be. Also, there's no specific health benefits besides the energy drinks that they give you. But guys, coffee still exists. There's still other sources that you can get, and even if you're not going to drink coffee, take a nap, drink water, drink a sports drink, or something that's not going to put your health at risk, because when you're consuming these loads of caffeine, in the long run, it's going to affect you, and it's not going to be good for you. So if there's anything that you take away from my presentation, is to be cautious of your health, develop heart-healthy habits, get your sleep in, and attack the root cause of why we are consuming these drinks. Sleep deprivation. We're students, it's normal for us to stay up all night and be low in energy the next morning. But we should be attacking this cause so we don't even put our health at risk to begin with. So yeah, get your sleep in, look for an alternative, and avoid having to even drink these drinks in the first place. I hope that was very informational for you guys, and that you will hopefully stop consuming them or reduce your consumption. Thank you so much for your attention.
is Ana Garcia, and I will be talking about music's impact in our well-being. Everybody loves music. It's a big part of our individual and cultural identity. Music allows us to express ourselves more freely, whether it's songwriting or just listening to music. But music can have a big impact in the mechanisms in our bodies too. This impact starts in the brain, where music activates many regions, including those associated with memory and emotion. Whether it's a song that you cannot get out of your head, or a song that reminds you of a special memory, this music will preserve in neural pathways that connects music with positive feelings. According to the American Association of Retired People in their article, Music Can Be a Great Mood Booster, it is said that music can have a beneficial impact in many brain chemicals such as dopamine, oxytocin, and cortisol. Music can help our overall well-being by decreasing our stress, heart rate and blood pressure, and anxiety levels. Firstly, music can serve as a source of comfort during challenging times. But how exactly does music reduce stress? With slower tempo music, our mind and body relax, making you feel so you have a kind of shift in your emotional state. This and trigger psychological responses that help counteract stress. Furthermore, research suggests that music around 60 beats per minute can cause the brain to synchronize with the beat, leading to brain waves associated consciousness and relaxation. In other words, when we listen to music, our brain follows and creates an environment that reduces stress. In addition, in a study made by Frontiers in Psychology, it was discovered that music can reduce cortisol levels by up to 61%. Cortisol is a hormone responsible for regulating stress. Second, music's impact on heart rate and blood pressure is noteworthy. We must first point out that when we're stressed and anxiety levels are elevated, it triggers our sympathetic nervous system. The purpose of this system is to put the body into fight or flight mode, which repairs physical activity, accelerating heart rate, and increasing blood pressure. But it also neglects important body functions such as digestion and urination that can cause problems to our overall health. However, music can have counterreactive responses. Music induces a relaxation response in our bodies that leads to a decrease in heart rate and blood pressure. The soothing melodies of music can help the cardiovascular system and the sympathetic nervous system to find balance and promote overall well-being. Lastly, music can reduce anxiety levels and may be more effective than anti-anxiety medicine. This occurs because of the neurochemical effects of music in increasing dopamine. This outcome may be enhanced if the music matches the initial emotional state before being changed into the target state. Additionally, according to the auditory beat stimulation technique, or ABS, which uses sound waves to produce combinations of tones and ranges of frequency with the intention of creating a neurofrequency response, has proven to be effective in reducing anxiety and increasing relaxation. When we listen to music, it activates the pleasure centers in our brain, releasing dopamine and creating a feeling of happiness and relaxation. Additionally, with the help of which is evidence-based use of music intervention to accomplish individualized goals within a therapeutic relationship, has proven to be effective in reducing stress. Music can have a powerful impact in our mental health. If your stress, anxiety, or heart rate and blood pressure levels are elevated, music can help. With only 30 minutes of listening to music, your mind and muscles relax. Music is critical in distressing, connecting with others, and persevering through hard times. This is why music can help our overall well-being. Thank you.
Have you ever wondered what would have happened if you didn't do? Have you ever wondered what would have happened if you turned in that one assignment on time? Where would you be in life at that point? Well, that's the issue for many high school and college students as of right now. Many of the new generation has come to terms of procrastination becoming the new normal in life, where they want a high school GPA, where they want a high grade point average, but they don't know how to manage their time correctly. They want to have a lifestyle of their own where they can do whatever they want but still turn in the work on time. So that ends up leading to them to procrastinate. And one point they have, they can lead to many issues, one of which is being anxious all the time. Anxiety can be caused because they think, oh, the work is not that hard, I can do it within an hour or so. So they go out doing their regular life, going out with friends, eating, playing, extracurricular activities, any of those sorts. But what ends up happening is they stay out a little longer because they think, oh, it's a 5-page essay that can be done in 10-15 minutes. But they end up coming home extremely late and end up feeling the pressure. And this can be a major problem because it can lead to panic attacks, which have been known to be deadly to some. Secondly, it leads to an unhealthy lifestyle. Many people who tend to procrastinate end up staying up late to make up for lost time they had. For lost time. Many of these includes energy drinks, lack of sleep deprivation. And the reason this is bad is because college students end up using energy drinks as an excuse to stay up later because they will still have energy. But they end up paying the price for it because in the end, they have to make up for lost time from sleeping. Thirdly, it can lead to many psychological issues. The reason they can lead to psychological issues is because the reason it can lead to many psychological issues is that when a student doesn't turn in their work on time, they get a bad grade, they end up feeling this overwhelming feeling of regret. I could have done it if I just spent enough time on it. I could have done it if I didn't go out with friends. This ends up leading to a cause that they can't come to terms with and usually end up causing depression in them, which is a great, and which can end up leading to depression, which causes them to have not so well thoughts, lack of sleep, lack of motivation to even continue college. That's why many people in college end up dropping out. They see the work is way too much for them after missing one assignment because they procrastinate, because they say, oh, it's easy to have a college life. You can go out, have friends, make friends, do whatever you want, but when it comes to work, they choke. They can't do it, and then they drop out. And this is why I urge the new generation to work on a better time management system. Have time specifically for games, for going out with friends, And when you're working, stick to it. Don't end up thinking, I can do it in 2 minutes, because I personally have done that a lot with my class activities. So that's my thought to leave you on. Always keep working and try not to leave work to the end. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'd like for you now to give your fellow students a round of applause. You're encouraged. I hope these speeches have sparked some meaningful conversations later and inspired new thoughts as you continue to engage in these dialogues, information that's been shared here today, and the perspectives from which they came. I'm sure everyone gave their best and their most thoughtful presentations. Seniors, thank you again for continuing this tradition of CMS Talks. As you journey on from this place, don't ever forget where you got your start. We'll be looking for you in different places and different platforms in this world. So give yourselves another, I'm proud of you, and give yourselves another big round of applause. And I'm going to once more call on the person who had this dream and now has become realized the fruit of our labor as you leave these halls in a few days. Mrs. Niels.
Thank you so much. I feel like a parent seeing you grow, and seeing how you continually better yourselves. And I've been giving a little bit of feedback to every group. I want to give you some of the same feedback. One, remember when you forget something, you stop, don't apologize. It's okay. You don't need to apologize. One, because you have not offended anybody. Okay, so just keep on going. If you feel the need to say excuse me, like right now, right? I got something in my throat, excuse me, that's fine. You can do that. Not needed, but that's a little bit of feedback for you. So, make sure that, when you are feeling that it's not coming, the information isn't flowing the way you want it to, remove the microphone from your face and breathe. Deep breath. It is so powerful because you're telling your nervous system that everything's going to be okay. And then your brain can do what it has to do. If you don't breathe, the thoughts stop flowing. Okay, so just take a deep breath. And I know that you're going to do just fine because I see you are prepared. I see that you are preparing. So I know that you know your stuff. This is something you wanted to talk about. So don't stress out about it. Okay? You will do excellently well when you go to college and in those college classes you stand up and you start sharing what you've researched, your thoughts, your POV. Oh, excuse me, I used one of your teenage slangs. Okay? Whenever you share, whatever it is, you're going to do great because you've had the practice. So never, never, never stop getting better at it because you can always improve. God bless you. Always great to see you up here on the CMS Talk stage. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day and see you, the rest of you this week.